let us go to the next segment. It's my great pleasure in introducing Mananiya Nivedita Didi. Didi Sushri Nivedita R Bhide is a science graduate. She became the Jivanvrati Karyakarta, or the dedicated full-time worker of Vivekananda Kendra at a young age of 19. After training, she started working in the rural areas of Kanyakumari district. When Vivekananda Kendra started a Vidyalaya in Kanyakumari in 1981, she became its principal and developed it as a premier institution in the district. By then, she had also completed her MA in history and also B.Ed. She then became the secretary of All India Vivekananda Kendra Shiksha Prasar Vibhag and guided all the VKVs. She was appointed All India Vice President of the Kendra in 2001 and has been looking after the training of all Jivanvrati Karyakartas. She is their undeclared guardian. She also imparts training to the teachers of VKVs. Didi represented India as one of its delegates at an international meeting in Australia on non-formal education. She has closely studied the culture and the customs of the Vanavasi of the Northeast, and she actively assists in all deliberations of Vivekananda Kendra Institute of Culture in Guwahati. Didi has extensively traveled across India and abroad. She speaks spirited on Indian education and culture, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, and has authored 15 books on various subjects such as Mananiya Eknathji, Bhagavad Gita, and many other subjects. She is a regular faculty at All India Yoga Shiksha Shibers and at IITs and IIMs. Nivedita Didi is recipient of Padma Shri from Government of India in 2017 for her social service. Vivekananda Kendra was an institutional partner of the Civil 20 C20 engagement group during India G20 presidency. C20 focused on solving the socio-economic matters which touch the daily lives of the people, such as education, health, environment, technology, seva, sense of service. Multiple events were conducted all over India by the C20 group. As the steering committee member, C20, Nivedita Didi led multiple seminars over the course of C20, including its launch program, Inception Seminar, and Summit Seminar, and kept the audience captivated with her well-researched presentations. Nivedita Didi is the trustee of Vivekananda International Foundation, the think tank of Kendra since its inception. The shortest introduction of Nivedita Didi is, she is Didi to all of us at Vivekananda Kendra. Mananiya Nivedita Didi will now address us. Let us give her a big round of applause as a mark of respect to her. Now I request Mananiya Nivedita Didi to deliver her address.
Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, respected Shri R.N. Raviji, respected Shri S.K. Jain, Chairman of Shiksha Prasarak Mandal, Dr. Uday Salunkhe. Since our first Northeast calling, we have been having the program here, and all invited guest sisters and brothers. My namaskars to you all. Vivekananda Kendra has been working since 1974 in Northeast. The time when we started working, communications were very difficult. Even to reach a school, the teacher had to cross many streams, travel by train, bus, boat, by walk, sometimes even on the back of elephant, and then ultimately reach the school. If suppose, because the teachers were drawn from different parts of the country, and suppose the Karyakarta or the teachers, something happened to their parents, even the message will go first, book the trunk call to the administrative office of all our schools at Dibrugarh. Then they will find out the nearest army camp to that school. The message will be sent there. Then they may dispatch a Jawan who may either go on in vehicle or by walk, and he will reach and inform the teacher, and the teacher will start his journey same way back to his home state. Maybe not to have the Antya Darshan, the last darshan of his parent, but only to participate on the 10th day ceremony. So such hard work many Karyakartas have put in. Now of course the Northeast face has changed. There are very good bridges, communications, mobile works in most of the places. But of course, as it was said, when the time changes, the challenges are still different. Because challenges is part of life. That brings out the best in us, the dedication in us. All the activities that were told here, especially in Northeast, whether in the field of education, in the field of Medicare, women empowerment, youth development, or cultural research, for all these activities, the basic that we try to strengthen, the foundation that we try to strengthen through these activities, through these service activities, are three things. And I shall share only those three things with you. The first is, for anyone to stand up in life and bring out the best in oneself, not to crumble in any situation, but try to turn the situation favorably, what is required is confidence in oneself. Believing in oneself, in one's tradition, in one's community, in one's family. So this is the first thing that Vivekananda Kendra tries to inculcate through its activities. Activities are medium to serve, but ultimately its aim is this. Because it's only a person with self-confidence can face any situation in life. Second thing, so this we do with lot of activities and all, and today I don't want to extend my speech because I am also eager to listen to our Honorable Governor, because I have heard him. He is a very forthright, very courageous, and he does not mince the words, and knowledgeable. Whatever he does with all proper understanding, and of course he has worked in Northeast. So I will just tell few things, not the examples for that. So first is this inculcating self-confidence. The second is, Northeast is full of diversity. As such, the whole India is. But in Northeast, the diversity is visible. After every 20-25 miles, the dress changes. Even looking at the dress, you can make out from which community this person is. The language changes. The name of God changes. The name of festivals change. So such diversity. And naturally, even in a family when people are staying together, sometimes some clashes are there. So same thing happens in the society with such diversity. Naturally, it may happen. But unfortunately, a motivated scholarship, academia, tried to interpret these occasional clashes as lifelong hostility between the communities. And more instigation, provocation was done. And therefore, few years before, I don't know, even today, some may think Northeast means there a lot of clashes are there, bomb blasts are there, this is there, insurgency is there, militants are there. But I will tell you, the people of Northeast are the most gentlest people. And our Karyakartas feel very safe there. They travel alone, even women Karyakartas, very interior areas. But unfortunately, this diversity was interpreted as separateness. We have nothing to do with others. And they have tried to take our land or whatever. And the Panchatantra story that the two monkeys are fighting and the cat benefits. So such vested interests are also there. And therefore we decided that our second purpose will be to enhance, to establish the harmony between the communities. That was a very challenging task. How do we do it? But fortunately, because the desires were sincere, no hard work was spared, and acceptance of the people as our own was there. That is always the basis, that I respect the people, their traditions, they are my own, and only then I become eligible to really serve them. If I reject them, if I reject their tradition, if I laugh at their practices, I am not eligible to serve them. Outwardly I may give them something, but actually I have sold their soul. And therefore, we decided that we shall work for that. We tried some methods, there was no established method. So we have there Vivekananda Kendra Institute of Culture at Guwahati, with chapter in Arunachal Pradesh, and few other states we are having work. So we started working among the different communities. And while working, first we tried and then we evolved a method that in our tradition, what is it that is to be continued, which sustains us, which sustains individual, family, community, and what is it that has to change as per the time. So, first rule, that we have to focus on that, discuss that when we discuss any community. Second, no person who is not belonging to, means a person who is not belonging to that community will talk about the practices of that community. Only a person belonging to that community will explain, because the process of self-renewal starts by explaining what I am to others on my terms. And that is how we started that. So it was a participatory research. The method that we adopted, that the community researches itself. It goes into what is it that has sustained the cultural values, the vision, the practices, and what is it that the practices which were adopted for certain challenges of time, and today they are outdated, so need to be given up. So that was the second thing. And in that also we got immense happiness and satisfaction that many communities, they started understanding each other. In Arunachal today, many communities who worship Donni Polo, earlier they were, suppose there is some fight between Apatani and the Nishi. A Nishi student and Apatani student, that fight won't remain with the two students. It will become a fight with all Apatani, all Nishi students. Not only students, even all Apatani teachers, all Nishi teachers. Because it was told that traditionally you are all enemies of each other. Then in one of our seminar, who is now our Pranta Sanchalak, Dr. Joram Begiji, so he presented a paper on Manyang. And he told that what was our earlier practice, with which if we have to go, a Nishi has to go to Apatani area, he will make use of Manyang system. And then later, and we invite all the leaders of different communities, but of course the talking will be done only of that community for which the seminar is going on. So later they felt, if our ancestors, though they were not educated, though there were no communications, if they could devise a system with which communities can peacefully coexist, then in today's time, why can't we do? And that's how the Nishi Apatani community had a summit, 3-day summit they organized. And they decided what will be the rules if any clash takes place, how we contain it. And since then there has been no clash. All these communities praying to Donni Polo, they came together and now they have formed one Donni Polo trust, and they have started their own gurukuls. in which the formal education is given by VKV, Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalaya, and cultural education is given by the Donni Polo Trust. So it's only, as Swami Vivekananda used to say, expansion is life and contraction is death. So the expansion, that I should expand to we, and that in that we, slowly our community, then all our communities, our region, our country, and then our civilization works for in the interest of the whole humanity. So that's how the vision should be there. So that was the second thing. And the third thing, till now the development model for especially the interior tribal regions is that we educate the tribal children and then they become employable, and because they really have very good intelligence. If they are little bit hard working, and many of them are, they can do very well, they do very well, and then they get jobs in some cities. So they go there, the community stays where it is. And emotionally they are attached. Now also we were discussing that. So they feel like coming back. Nothing wrong in it. But when they come back, they don't have matching job there. Job matching to their education. And that is where insurgency makes use of them. So we decided that we should focus on development through culture. It's not development and culture. The development is really sustainable if it is based on cultural values. So cultural values should be retained. The community itself should become vehicle of development. So that desire, that motivation in the community, that we all will strive. So what are all the ways to do that? Whether some industries can start there, whether orchid industry, because orchids come very easily. We know the whole Holland's economy is based on orchids. So whether that can be there, and some such work also Vivekananda Kendra has started. So the whole Northeast should be developed. And the community should not lose its culture, its care, because that we-ness we can see very nicely in the life of people in Arunachal. If a young couple gets married, the whole village will build house for them. So they take care of them. If any house is burnt, the whole village, this I have seen with my own eyes, I was in the village at that time. The whole village will go, even if the students are nearing their board exam, the students go, they cut the bamboos, they bring, the elders will start building the house, and the women will decide what all that house needs, household material. And within 24 hours, well-furnished house is given to the family. This is living society. This is cultural value. A welfare government cannot go too long. We know the example today of USA, of Sweden and other countries. But a welfare society can live for thousands of years. That's how our civilization has been. And that is what Vivekananda Kendra is trying to do there. And we appeal all of you to become part of us, the co-travelers, that starting with now, it is eastern part of our country, that this whole development through culture, not development and culture, two things are not different, but integrating it, development through culture, we achieve in the whole of Bharat. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Didi. Didi's address is always inspiring and with a lot of inputs. Thank you very much.